Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy 6Speed here, and today we're going to be watching some Lina gameplay. Basically, I don't know, I'm just going to make a quick analysis on Lina. I wanted to put out a video for you guys today, but honestly I'm exhausted. My throat like mildly hurts. It's whatever, you know, such is life. We all get sick from time to time. It happens. But yeah, this is a really cool Lina build that people are going nowadays. It's really awesome. Because I originally read this Lina ags, and I was like, okay, this is the worst thing that has been added to the game in the last 5 years. I was wrong. I was actually very wrong, because what this ags does, he even bought a blink before ags. Crazy build. He went Aether, blink, ags, shadow blade, bots, no BKB. To be fair, it's a horrible BKB game. TA, win, Lycan cores, yeah. BKB ain't, I mean, it's gonna prevent you from getting shackled and fissured into an E-blade. And I played against this build today as well, so it's definitely something that's gaining traction, and I want to show you guys how to play it. It's really cool. So if you don't know what Lina Ags does, I'll quickly go over that because it's pretty important. It's pretty important. So you fly up in the air, you get unobstructed movement so you can fly over cliffs. For only 6 seconds, it's a 25-second cooldown, 6-second duration, so pretty big downtime. But it gives you 35% magic resist, but most importantly, get 30% spell amp. So basically, you buy like an E-blade eventually, and you ulti people with your nuke talents. Right, because you get Dragon Slave cooldown, Light Strike array damage, Spell Amp at 20, and then I think you take Laguna Blade damages, Pure and Pierce's spell immunity. Don't quote me on that. The other talent isn't terrible, but yeah, the build's cool. You can literally one-shot people, and we're gonna see him own this game because what was the end score of this match? Actually, he didn't own this game. It was a pretty close game. But yeah, he had a great game. 12-3, put on a show, put on a performance. We saw a very early pick DK this game, which is kind of weird, but he did pretty good too. Either way, let's get into it. And now I want to tell you guys a little bit about DOTAPLUS from Overwolf. This is a free stats app you guys can download right now that's going to show you your stats for the last 3 months. So if you want to know your games played, your MMR, your win rate, your XPM, your GPM, all of these things you need to track to know how well you're doing and what you need to change to gain MMR, you can get for absolutely free. On top of that, the biggest reason why you need to download DOTAPLUS, at least for me, is the ban suggestions. Basically, it tells you what the enemy team is good at. It tells you their best heroes, what they've been winning with. You just ban it. You might be wondering why your good heroes, why your best heroes keep getting banned. It's because of DOTAPLUS. The enemy team is using it and banning out your best heroes. So go download DOTAPLUS right now, and I'll see you guys there. So in terms of the early lane, I'm not going to cover it too much because if you want to learn early Lina laning, just go watch a different video. As we're going to see the Rune contest. Oh, Wind Ranger God. Too good. Yeah, the point of the early laning stage here is you can watch it in any of my other Lina guides. That hasn't changed. The hero is pretty similar. All you need to make sure that you do is nuke through the wave because your hero gets up to 70 attack speed if it has 7 stacks, which is a disturbing amount of attack speed considering you already start with 133 base, which is quite high as a base attack speed. So I don't know what he's holding his point for here. It's kind of weird. Okay, skills up the Q, nukes out the Lina. The Wind Ranger. And yeah, Lina's just a gross laner. This hero, by the way, I was taught this recently, but this hero has the best base stats in Dota, if I'm not mistaken. I might be getting that wrong. I'm pretty sure Lina has literally the best base stats in the game. So Outsiders first picks this hero off cooldown. Like literally they first pick it. I don't think they think that there's a counter matchup. I don't think they think there's a counter pick in the game to this hero. I think they don't think it exists. I'm not kidding. Really cool from Outsiders, by the way. The Naga Disruptor. Kind of a combo I haven't seen in a long time. Pretty cool to see that back in the, not in the meta necessarily, but at least being played. As you see him getting really aggressive. Sheesh. Moving ahead though, to the 6-minute mark. Just want to quickly cover farming rotations. So for the most part, mid lane nowadays is pretty basic. You're going to deny creeps and contest the lane. About even with the Wind Ranger, nothing crazy going on. He's got the raindrops, he's got the wand, probably queuing up the mana boots next. And yeah, pretty simple idea. You're just gonna spam out your Q. Mana boots seem to be the item of choice nowadays. Kind of a reason why this build is good, because Soul Ring it's gone. Soul Ring's gone. You can't buy Soul Ring anymore. That's not really true. You can on some heroes, but it's been so severely nerfed. 155 extra gold. It's just, it doesn't make it unpurchasable. That's not the case. It's just way worse. And people would buy it on Lina, right? But the thing is, the item is literally more expensive than just buying mana boots. And to be fair, the strength and armor was nice, and it's actually more total mana than mana boots. But at the end of the day, this builds an Aether, right? It builds an Aether. It's slightly cheaper, and you don't even want a Soul Ring at all anymore. And so, yeah, I think this build is pretty reasonable as we see him continue to shove out the mid lane. And one of the main reasons I think Outsiders in particular loves this Lina is ever since they got rid of the small camp, heroes that only could take the small camp and nothing else were severely nerfed. And an example of this is actually Puck. Even though that hero is still in the meta, it's way less favored. It's not even close. Puck got nerfed a ton, and it was heavily reliant on the small camp because the hero doesn't conveniently kill large camps, right? It just doesn't. It's very straightforward. It just can't really kill the large camps. Its animation, I mean, its spells just don't do that. It's that straightforward. And so, cool play. Is he rotating? Wow, he's rotating. Oh, nice glimpse into the stun. Beautiful rotation. But Lina is one of the heroes in Dota that easily clears through these camps. Even with mana boots, it's no problem. Really surprised to see him maxing out W. I feel like the second point in E is way better. It literally doubles the attack speed. I don't think I agree with this. I think this is wrong. Even if you, I don't think you max the Fiery Soul, but I think you take the second point just for farming. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Clearly he disagrees. Bit of a hot take. You can let me know what you guys think in the comments if you think I'm wrong or if you think GPK is. Well, who's right? Who do you think is right? Max the W because you're going Aether, or take the second point for farming regardless? Either way, that's what he goes, and you're going to be jungling. The reason I think also Outsiders likes this strategy is it opens up the mid lane for support. So they have very greedy supports. Phoenix, one of the greediest supports in Dota, loves levels, wants to sap XP and just get items. It's a very, very greedy 4, and in terms of levels in particular. And so yeah, let's actually try to kill Solo here. They're gonna get him. That was really well done. And a tombstone. That's really nice. That's really, really nice. Beautifully done. So Lina can open up the mid as well. And this is something you can do in your pubs. If your support opener is very greedy, right? You notice that it's a very greedy support opener. It might seem really weird. It's like, why would I pick Lina in that case? Because Lina's a greedy hero, right? Like, why would I pick a greedy hero with greedy supports? It's because she doesn't have to take lane creeps, right? Where most mids nowadays do have to take lane creeps because they just have to, right? I mean, they need some sort of farm. They could rotate as well, which is what a lot of teams do. The mid will rotate, but you'll see the Phoenix is literally I love this. Yamich is just blocking mid. Did he give away the tome? Oh, he gave it away, I think. That's interesting. So they decide that Yamich is not going to take the tome as a 4 Phoenix and give away the mid lane to the Lina, which is pretty freaking cool, right? Sorry, give away the mid to the Phoenix and jungle on the Lina. He only comes back in to look to pressure mid as he's going to max out the W, looking for the power runes. Next up, I just want to talk about overall positioning and spellcasting on Lina. I think GPK does a great job here. By the way, if you don't know who GPK is, he's one of the best mid lane players at the moment. I think this guy's really talented. But either way, as the fight breaks out, just really good positioning. Even though his Naga's getting got on, notice how he doesn't over panic and he doesn't overcommit, right? He's keeping a clean distance because he understands his cast range with Aether is really, really far. So has a lot of discipline here. They're able to set up, get a really nice Disruptor ulti into the split. They set that up really, really well. And look at his positioning. He didn't walk straight to the right to nuke. He took the long way around. And this difference is going to be the difference between him dying to Wind Ranger or not. Right, so he takes a really good path. Wind Ranger has to hesitate and run away. They pick up a free kill onto TA. They find the Lycan with the glimpse. Wow, what a play. They're so good with this glimpse. You can tell they play around this. GPK is so fast on reacting to the LSA with the glimpse. Another reason why the Aether is good, helps him catch like that, and they win the fight. And honestly, one of the biggest buffs to Lina as a hero was a buff she received a little bit back, which was the Laguna Blade mana cost. It's only 142, 150 obviously if you don't have a Fairy Trinket, but it's extremely low on mana cost, so your hero would literally not be able to cast Laguna Blade in a lot of fights. But I think it was either 250 or 350 base mana. I think it got buffed to 250 from 350, and now it's 150. Don't quote me on that though, but I think that's what happened. Either way, we're gonna see a really nice bait mid. They just have the DK dagger that's gonna set up for a really nice LSA combo. Wind Ranger just evaporates as they find the kill, and nice glimpse onto the TA, sending her back to base. It's such a good play from Disruptor that people just always forget about because this hero is just not in the meta as they take the mid tower. And Lina does really want to play with a DK type hero. It's a very straightforward concept. Lina can't really siege, especially not with this build. DK sieges, Lina can't initiate. or generally won't initiate, puts her in too much danger. DK does that. So it's a really nice pairing, and that was their first 2 picks of the game, actually. So pretty crazy stuff from outsiders. So the next thing I want to show you briefly is why this hero is so crazy right now. Even with a magical based build that obviously doesn't play around your right clicks, you just farm so damn fast because of the Dragon Slave cooldown and the fact that your E just gives you an insane amount of attack speed. So you'll see you just clear through camps like a madman. And so it's so easy to get to your Ags timing as fast as you possibly can. And I'm going to show you all the Ags timing very, very shortly. So stay tuned because that's, I'm sure, what a lot of you guys came to see. And let's get into it. All right, so getting into this first Ags clip, you're going to see how crazy Laguna is. So I want you guys to keep in mind that it is 700 damage right now. Right, he's level 16, 700 damage. He does have the Nether Shawl for 6% spell damage, so keep that in mind as you watch this clip. But either way, 30% spell amp. Crazy stuff. So they're going to smoke up. They're going to look for the Undying here. And look at this. He goes in with the Cape ulti, 944 damage. He nearly one-shot him. And keep in mind, if your team buys a Veil, it gets amped, right? So you can buy Veil to amp it, you can buy Kaya to amp this. It's insane. Fairy Trinket amps it, Nether Shawl amps it. Some crazy stuff going on here. And by the way, it amps your other abilities as well. So literally, he could one-shot the Undying if he caught the Undying alone and just stunned him into a nuke, right? It would straight up kill a guy. And really the main benefit of this build, that if you are going to go this build, you have to abuse this, otherwise you're kind of missing out on the hero. You have to learn to play the side lanes, and you have to learn to play a pick-off style of Dota. For instance, here we're going to see him fly over the cliff and look for the wind. He's not going to find him, but because of the free movement and the extended cast range from Aether Lens on Blink Dagger, it's very easy to kite in and out. And so you have to abuse this, right? You want to play the side lanes, look for pickoffs, because realistically you can blow people up, kill them, and then get out scot-free. Most heroes in Dota cannot do that. And so it's a major advantage of this hero, and one of the upsides of this build that you have to take advantage of if you're going to play Lina. Otherwise, I honestly don't think the hero is necessarily that impressive, especially in the mid game. Later timings it has is insane, but either way, make sure you're split pushing. Because also, the Light Strike array damage at level 15 enables you to one-shot creep waves, which is pretty crazy as well. And look at this damage, look at this. So the TA messes up here and gets DK stun. Pretty big mistake from VTune. He must have BKB, right? He just didn't get it off. That's crazy. But look at this damage. Because your Q does 423. Like, why does a Dragon Slave do 423? And by the way, you can get 2 of those off in the Q duration if you're extremely fast. Kind of unrealistic, but possible. So next up, you're going to go for Shadowblade into bots, which is just insane. Anytime you see an item build like this, especially in a pro game, you would kind of imagine that they're trolling. There's not a single defensive item, but at the same time, Shadowblade sort of is, Aether Lens with Blink sort of is, bots is kind of a defensive item. And look at this. I don't know, it's just crazy to me. Like, that's just crazy. The stun wasn't even amped by the Flame Cloak, unless he clicked it when it was midair. Oh, he did. So while the stun is coming out from the Shadow Blade, you can click Flame Cloak, and then literally it does 512 on the LSA because of the 130 LSA damage talent, and the nuke, just straight up 2 nukes kills him. He's dead, as he's able to easily disengage, considering that guy's the main disable for Na'Vi. Gets the kill and now can look for a topside push, forcing the Shaker buyback. And by the way, cutting the mid wave at the same time. You can see just being so aware and so efficient at all times, looking to cut the mid wave, gets his level 20 talent. The 11% spell amp kicks in now, and things start to get dangerous as we see him run bottom, clean up a camp. You should be taking the entire map as Lina. You should be hella greedy if you're going to play this hero, because otherwise it just doesn't inherently do as much as other heroes typically without a ton of items, right? So Lina, one of the best flash farmers in the game, but needs these items as we see her cleaning up bottom. Has to be a little bit afraid of the Wind Ranger. Maybe she saw her top and I didn't see it. But next up, we got the E-Blade coming up. For obvious reasons, you have severe amount of problems with this build, so Kaya completely solves that problem. And then Spell Amp, as well as the E-Blade Spell Amp, is just insane at some point in the game. All right, this is the best clip of them all. I don't know, there's something so satisfying about this build. So the craziest part about this clip is his Flame Cloak is on cooldown, which should give you guys some perspective. Flame Cloak is on cooldown, and he nearly one-shots the Wind Ranger. So hopefully we'll get a clip in a moment of the E-Blade plus the Flame Cloak. Okay, I found it, guys. I found it. This is fantastic, man. This makes me not sick. Look at it. Oh my gosh. And on a low cooldown too. So he does have level 25 now. Laguna Blade is pure and pierces spell immunity, but he's got the E-Blade with the spell lamp from the Q. And this Undying is not squishy. For some perspective, he has 1800 HP. He had 1800 HP, 1850 HP to be exact, as he gets one shot. It's also very important though to note that when your combo is down, right, when your ulti is on cooldown, your hero is obviously way worse, right? There is quite a bit of a downtime, which is the downside to this build. When Flame Cloak is on cooldown and your ulti is on cooldown, he does get a really nice stun onto the Wind Ranger, but kites out again, good movement. Sees the Lycan getting gone on, understands that that's not really his priority as Lycan still has BKB up. So does a really good job of kiting out, making sure he doesn't get punished. From there, I think the Wind gets glimpsed. Yeah, nice glimpse onto the Wind. Oh, great root onto the Lycan. That guy is super dead? Super dead? That was probably a bad E-Blade. And this play is just straight up beautiful from GPK. The execution, the speed of execution. Also, does it increase your quickness of your spell casting? I swear you get to cast your spells faster. It doesn't say it, and apparently it's not the case, but look at this catch on the no one. I don't even know how he did this so quickly. He must have had vision, right? Honestly, I don't even know how he makes this play. He had no vision of Wind Ranger. I don't know what crack he's on, because he could be theoretically blinking into the entirety of the enemy team. I have not a clue how he made this play. He did straight up one-shot their mid laner. That was insane. I cannot... How did he just make that play? He doesn't even have BKB and they have an Earthshaker. That was one of the most bizarre things I've seen in a minute, as he finds a decent stun onto Lycan, has to kite out, probably just dead. Honestly, this is the problem with the build. You obviously just die to physical damage very, very quickly. We are going to see a nice buyback come out. He's going to look for the Shaker on the outside. You still right-click very, very hard, which is pretty cool. And he picks up the kill. And that's going to be about the end of this match, as all the buybacks come out. But they still have Naga Song. That's such a troll play. What the... It feels so bad to be solo. You just get casually Laguna'd. It's like, dude, what the hell, man? Come on. You just get casually Laguna'd as they stood up for a beautiful two-man Disrupt Rags combo. And apparently you can't BKB out of that, which is so weird how disgusting that is in the late game. You can't BKB out of it, because otherwise this Lina would have BKB'd. The TA. She just dies. That's a nasty combo. That's nasty. I really like that. I really like this combo. It's pretty crazy in the late game. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace!
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace!